Sir Rufino B. Boss, and Sir Arnaldo G. Ventura, CID Chief, the kind-hearted Ma'am Aurelia B. Marquez, Ma'am Felina P. Padrones, the energetic Chief of SGOD, CID and SGOD personnel, school heads, district and school bookkeepers, dear participants to our regular virtual division management committee meeting. It is with great pleasure to have your presence today. I am Joseph K. Baluarte,
I am Noemi M. Ampolier.
and we will be your host for this anticipated regular division management committee meeting.
To start with our activity, let us all join in singing the Philippine National Anthem.
Dakila naming bathala, narito kaming isang lupa. Bungkalin mo ang aming diwa, diligin ng iyong awa. O dakila naming bathala, narito kaming isang lupa. Bungkalin mo ang aming diwa, diligin ng iyong awa. Anumang uri ng may buhay, sila man ay naglalakbay. Lupa't langit, puno ang tulay, lahat ay magkaugnay. Kalikasan ang may alam, biyaya niya'y laging laan sa pagising. May darat ng kasaganaan kailanman. Kalikasan ang may alam, minsan iyong kinalimutan. Di mo man lang pinagbigyan, winasa, pinangunahan. Anumang uri ng may buhay, sila man ay naglalakbay. Lupa't langit, puno ang tulay, lahat ay magkaugnay. Kalikasan ang may alam, biyaya niya'y laging laan sa pag-iising. May darat ng kasaganaan kailanman.
Kailan mamay magdidilim, lupa ng araw na
You may now enjoy your seats while we feed our minds and spirit with the nuggets of wisdom to be given by Dr. Edna V. Kabuhat, Public Schools District Supervisor, Batarasa District 1.
Good morning, everyone, especially to our brilliant Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Roger F. Capa, CESO 6, to the two ASDSS, Sir Arnie Ventura and Sir Rufino Foss, to the two chiefs, Ma'am Aurelia V. Marquez and Ma'am Padrones, to all education program supervisors, PSDSS, division personnel, all school heads, to all of you, good morning. There are times when we need some inspiration to uplift and motivate us. Out of years of experience as teacher, then principal, and now a PSDS, there is a favorite quote, and I use it as a mantra in my everyday life. Change is inevitable. Change is constant. According to Benjamin Disraeli, it is a fact of life that
Ma'am Edna.
sorry nawala po ako. Change is so change is inevitable. Change is constant. According to Benjamin Disraeli, it is a fact of life that individuals, kahit sa atin ngayon, sa ating department, na maraming pagbabago, maraming bago, at pabago-bago. At naririnig natin minsan na ang ilan sa atin, pati na rin ako, ay nagrereklamo. But we have no choice but to deal with it. Those who are able to acknowledge this fact and cope with change will survive. Be alive means to grow changing and change every day. Your life until you change something you do daily. Therefore, if you want to have a different life, the start needs to be with what you are doing on a daily basis at wag nang magreklamo. To make the change permanent, you need to put the power of discipline behind it to make the change a habit. No matter who you are, no matter what you did, no matter where you've come from, you can always change. Become a better version of yourself. At lagi nating tatandaan ang sinabi ni Stephen Hawking, Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. Bakit? Because life is a collection of changes, so don't avoid changes. Take every change as a challenge. Some give success, and some act as a stepping stone to success. Change is the main factor of a happy and successful life. Take note, only those people can attain success and happiness in life are those who learn to manage change. Changes are not always bad for us, and sometimes they come with new opportunities. So we should always take the change as a challenge. What does the Bible say about change and how can it inspire us in times of change? There seems to always be a guarantee in life that change will happen because change is inevitable. Change is constant. Change is something we tend to fear and become anxious about because we do not feel in control of life. The good news is that God has a plan for your life that includes hope, future, and prosperity. We need to trust, we need to learn to trust in God and allow the change to grow us. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. It is helpful to remember that God has a plan for our lives. And this verse and quotes are just a reminder for all of us. Thank you and God bless us all.
Thank you so much for the positive words of encouragement to us all, the STS and Nakabuhan. At this juncture, let us call in our Dynamic Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Rufino B. Boss, for his welcome address.
Product opening remarks. Welcome pala to our schools division superintendent Sir Roger Capa, CESO 6, to our officer in charge office of the assistant schools division superintendent Sir Arnaldo Ventura, Chief Aurelia Marquez of the CID, Chief Felina Padrones of the SGOD, PSDSS, education program supervisors, school heads, unit heads, to each and everyone, good morning. Dictionary defines meeting as coming together of two or more individuals with a purpose. It may be for leisure or it may be a work-related gathering. Today's virtual gathering of us is a work-related virtual gathering. For this is the only way we will be able to reach you out for updating, reporting, and reminding each and everyone of the services we are going to deliver, especially so we are moving forward for the opening of classes, which will be on September 13, 2021. Through this virtual meeting, we will also know how far have we been doing in preparing our modules, school facilities, and others. It is hoped and pray that each and every one of us is moving in consonance with our division learning continuity plan. Thank you very much for your presence, even virtually. Your gesture of coming with us is a manifestation of your full support in the implementation of our programs and projects, and most especially, the implementation of our learning continuity plan. Always remember our flagship program, DepEd Palawan, maaasahan. Let us also remember the saying that goes this way: Do not shine so that everybody will see you. Shine so that everybody will see Jesus in you. Welcome everyone in today's Division Management Committee meeting. God bless and keep safe always.
We have felt the warmth of your welcome, Sir Pines, and our gratitude for it.
For the presentation of our participants today, let us have our approachable Administrative Officer 5, Ma'am Isabelita A. Sampayan.
Thank you so much. Good morning po. To our most esteemed Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Roger Famini Capa, Sir Arnie, Sir Pine. It is my honor to present to you today's 660 participants in this Division Management Committee meeting, composed of Division Office, key personnel, PSDSS, school administrators, principals, head teachers, teacher in charge, and other internal and external stakeholders. Thank you so much and good morning.
Thank you, Ma'am Isabelita A. Sampayan.
At this point in time, it has all been inspired by a message from our enthusiastic and esteemed Schools Division Superintendent, who has highlighted this word during the previous Division Management Committee meeting. We ought to have a sense of humility. Ang posisyon ay nilalagay sa puso, hindi sa ulo. Matuto po tayong magpakumbaba. Remember, humility will never diminish our personality and position, and only those who are insecure are not counted. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Roger F. Capa, CESO 6.
Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. At una, nais ko po munang batiin ang ating SGOD Chief, si Ma'am Piling, ng happy birthday. Happy birthday, Ma'am Piling. And sana marami pang birthday ang iyong pagdiwang. Alam niyo po, ramdam na ramdam ko po ang suporta ng ating field, ng ating mga school heads, ng ating mga teachers. And your support really gives me a complete dose of inspiration to carry on. Kahit mahirap ang trabaho, maraming problema, kahit malayo ako sa aking pamilya. Pero okay lang, kayo ang aking pamilya dito sa Palawan. And this meeting is called upon to present the issues and concerns discussed during our virtual RIMANCOM meeting last week. Pero ang purpose po ng meeting na ito is not just to share information. This meeting is also an opportunity for us na magkamustahan, magchika-chika kahit virtual lang, magkaway-kaway. Nang sa gano'n naman, maramdaman natin na tayo ay pamilya at mahalaga ang bawat isa sa atin. It has been said that great things in an organization is never done by just working together. They're done by a team of people working with respect, trust, and care for each other. Kapag tayo'y may respeto at pagkalinga sa bawat isa, gaano man kahirap ang trabaho at laki ng problema, ito'y napapagaan at nagagawa ng solusyon kung may respeto, pagkalinga, pagsusunuran at pagmamahalan. Yes, natural lang po na may tampuhan, subalit kung meron naman tayong pangunawa sa kahinaan at kakulangan natin at kahinaan at kakulangan ng iba, lahat natin sa DepEd. And we cannot take the credit that truly belongs to you, our field people, our school heads, our district supervisors. Kami po dito sa division office, we can only set the direction and provide the vision and support endeavors. But it is you, our beloved PSDSS and school heads, who are truly responsible when it comes to school outcomes. And it is also you who dictate the tempo of progress in your respective districts and schools. So this morning, I celebrate and thank all of you for your continued support to all our programs and projects. Salamat po. Thank you for making my work as your superintendent pleasurably bearable. And may we have a productive and results-oriented ManCom meeting this morning. Maraming salamat po at magandang umaga pong muli sa ating lahat.
Thank you so much for sharing your words of wisdom, which provided us with fresh and powerful thoughts for an amazing day. SDS Roger F. Capa, CESO 6. And that ends our opening program for this ManCom meeting.
At this moment, let us all prepare our notepads and pens because without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we will once again hear our dearly loved schools division superintendent, Sir Roger F. Capa, CESO 6, in his schools division superintendent's hour.
Good morning po ulit. I only have few issues to be and concerns to be discussed this morning. Next slide. Tips, reminders, points for information and or discussion. Next slide. On enrollment. Yung enrollment po natin, August 16 to September 13, 2021. Explore online enrollment. Yan po ang bilin ng ating direktor. Kung hindi po pwede yung hindi kailangan pumunta ang mga parents sa school. And then we can tap our ICT coordinator to create online platforms, conduct information campaigns, or use downloadable forms, enrollment forms. And then yung ating mga survey. So the director is requesting us to have a continuous and intensified campaign for enrollment. Later on, our SGOD will discuss or update us on the status of enrollment in our division. Next slide. Validate the enrollment data and ensure accuracy. Validate also whether a student transferee from private school is enrolled or temporarily enrolled. And next, strict implementation of no collection policy. Yan po yung ating DepEd order number 143 series of 2016 and then yung DepEd order 41 series of 2012. Next slide. No teacher, school officials, nor school personnel shall collect fees or contributions, nor shall they be entrusted with the safekeeping and disbursement of collections made by the PTA. Wala pong teacher ang mangungulekta para sa PTA. PTA po ang mangungulekta at ito po ay voluntary lamang, hindi po compulsory. No? Tandaan po natin, anumang PTA contribution ay voluntary. Kung merong parent na ayaw magbayad at walang pambayad, huwag po nating pipilitin. Okay, next. In no case shall non-payment of voluntary school contributions or membership fees be made a basis for non-admission, non-promotion, or non-issuance of clearance to a student by the school concerned. Next, strictly monitor and report principals or teachers collecting tuition fees or school fees. So iwasan po natin ito. May direktiba ang DepEd Central Office at ang ating Regional Office na i-monitor lahat ng principal at teacher na bawal mangolikta ng kung anuman ngayong pasukan. Next. Frequently asked questions during school opening. Next slide. Who are the priority learners for admission in a public school? DepEd Order number 32, series of 2003, gives priority preference for admission to new entrants who are residents of the locality where the school is located, subject to the maximum class size. Hello, nasa ManCom po ako, nagdi-discuss ako. Subject to the maximum class size, grades 1 to 4, maximum of 40 learners per class, grade 5 to 12, 15 students to a maximum of 60 per class is maintained. However, excess entrants. Hello, nasa ManCom ako, nagdi-discuss ako. Pwedeng mamaya na lang. Nasa ManCom ako nagdi-discuss. Okay, thank you. However, excess entrants, new or old, who are residents of the locality where the school is located shall be admitted subject to the provisions of alternative delivery modes and adoption of double shift policy. Next slide. Will the school accept transferees without transfer requirements? Learners from either public or private school who wish to transfer to a public school shall bring their Form 138 or report card to the school where they intend to transfer. If this document is not available, the child can be admitted on the condition that report card, kahit yung mga birth certificate kasama na, shall be submitted not later than December 31, 2021 para sa ngayong school year. Okay? Next. Who will pay for the student ID cards? Ngayon kung meron kayong mga ID sa school, identification cards shall be provided to students at no cost. The school administration shall fund this from its main MOOA. DepEd Order number 65, series of 2010. So maliwanag po yan. May legal basis po tayo. Next. On reclassification. Before submitting applications in the SDO and RO, make sure that documents are complete so RO, the regional office, can validate and give the approval immediately. Kung minsan po nadidelay dito sa DO dahil kulang-kulang at hindi kumpleto ang mga dokumento ng nagpapariklas. So kailangan kumplituhin para madali din nating ma-validate at madaling maipadala sa region at para maaprubahan kaagad. If an applicant is really qualified, do not hesitate to recommend for reclass as long as DepEd policies and guidelines are followed. Huwag naman po nating ipagkakait sa ating mga teacher ang promotion, ang pag-angat, no? Huwag natin po itong hahadlangan. I-encourage pa dapat natin ito. Okay? Next slide. On vaccination of DepEd personnel. Continue communicating with LGUs to ensure that DepEd personnel are in line once vaccines are available in the locality. Yung atin pong mga school heads, yung ating mga PSDS, makipag-ugnayan po kayo, coordinate with our LGU officials ng ating mga mayor na kung maaari ay masiguro na ang ating mga teacher at mga non-teaching personnel ay kasama sa mga babakunahan. Hanggat maaari i-prioritize dahil nga po once na magka face-to-face tayo, isa sa requirement niyan ay ang bakunado ang ating mga guro. Seek help from local DOH to do intensified information drive through online meetings, webinars for teachers to understand the benefits of vaccine. Mangingganyo po tayo. Kami po dito sa Division Office, bakunado na po ako, ang ating mga ASDS, bakunado na rin po at karamihan dito ng mga empleyado sa Division Office. Vaccination report should be properly and thoroughly verified by school head and health personnel before submitting it to the division office. I-verify po kung maaari, i-update. Kung meron ng mga nadagdagan tayo na nabakunahan, i-update, then i-submit ang report sa division office sa school health personnel natin. Okay? Next. Yun lamang po. And before I end, I'd like to share with you the synopsis of the book that I have read last week entitled The Most Important Leadership Skills Needed Today. Ang author po nito is si Bridget Hyacinth, and alam po ninyo ngayong panahon ng pandemic at ngayong mga panahong ito, there is a big disconnect between leaders and the people they led, no? Marami sa ating mga leaders think that they are doing a great job, but when you ask the people they lead, it's quite the opposite, no? Many employees feel unappreciated and undervalued. Yung employee engagement natin is an all-time low, no? Mababa. So, what seems to be the missing link? Ito po, malalaman natin ito. Next slide. Next slide po. The COVID-19 pandemic has led to sweeping changes and disruptions in nearly every aspect of our daily life. More than ever, managers need to be considering the well-being of their employees. Next. Remember, these are not normal circumstances. Your employees are operating in a crisis. Meron tayong pandemya. And ang ating mga guro, ang ating mga empleyado, they are fearful, anxious, and worried. Lahat tayo nag-worry ngayong mga panahong ito. Homeschooling kids, yung iba nagtuturo, nag-assist sa pagtuturo ng kanilang mga anak sa bahay. Trying to remain safe and secure for themselves and vulnerable family members. Grieving, yung iba sa atin nagluluksa because people they know may be succumbing to this virus and they can't get to say their final goodbyes. Ang masakit pa po, hindi sila man lang makadalaw, lalo na yung mga namamatay sa COVID. So yan po ang nararamdaman ng ating mga kakilala or empleyado. Empathy is always important, but it is particularly vital during a crisis. Pinaka-importante ngayon yung empathy, yung nilalagay natin ang ating sarili sa sapatos ng iba. Next. The best leaders lead with empathy and kindness. Next. You can show empathy and kindness by, number 1, frequently checking in with your employees. In this time of physical distancing, people want to feel connected. Yung simpleng kamusta man lang, importante yon sa ating mga guro, sa ating mga empleyado. Take the time to listen. Empathy and listening go hand in hand. Why? Because listening shows that you care. Employees want to be heard and they want to be respected. Yung may respeto ka sa empleyado mo, kahit mas mataas ang posisyon mo, kailangang may respeto ka rin sa kapwa-tao. Listening transmits that kind of respect and trust. Next slide. Being understanding. Be flexible and compassionate. Don't be quick to criticize others without making the effort to understand how their situation is impacting their choices. Try to remember that everyone copes differently. Number 3, offering support. What can I do to help? Be genuine and follow through. If someone is ill or has a sick family member, be sympathetic. Yung meron tayong simpatiya. Sometimes it's the little things we do that count the most. The thoughtful gesture, the kind word, the much needed support. It's the simple things people remember. Hindi po natatandaan yung ating kung gaano tayo kagaling. Yung napakasimpleng bagay na pag-alaala at pagkalinga sa ating mga kasama, yan po ang natatandaan sa atin. Next. Showing that you care. Treat people like they matter. If you want to increase employee engagement and loyalty, pretty simple. Show people that you genuinely care. It doesn't cost much to show employees you genuinely care, but it can make the biggest difference in keeping them loyal, happy, and engaged. Next slide. Number 5, being considerate. Next. We could all probably be more considerate of others. This word means you're thinking of other people, considering them, their feelings, and then treating them decently and with respect. And number 6, showing appreciation. Making employees feel valued and appreciated is the best thing you can do every day. Sa halip na pulaan yung na-appreciate mo, even the slowest employee will work to the best of their ability if they know they're appreciated. Appreciate activity booster. Next. You may be a manager, but above all, you are a human being. A good leader manages to balance a business mindset and being a human being and knows when to emphasize one over the other. Next. We live in a time when empathy and intellect must meet. It is important to remember that we are in this together. Next slide. Think of others. Reach out however you can, and remember to offer support, especially to those who may not be coping well. Next. In this time of pandemic, we don't need numbers driven but human centered leadership. We need leaders with a heart for people. Maraming salamat po.
We are truly delighted for the information you have provided, SDS Roger F. Capa, CESO 6. Tunay po kayong maaasahan ng ating mga kapamilya sa DepEd Palawan. Thank you so much.
Moving right along, the hour for our ASDSS. And first up is the brilliant Sir Rufino B. Foss.
Thank you very much. Okay. Magandang umaga uli. Update lang po tayo. Approved promotion from July to August 2021. Ito po ay from July to August 2021. Hindi na po natin sinama yung na-report nung nakaraan. Total from teacher 2 to master teacher 2, a total of 64. Ito po yung approved appointment from the civil service. Narito naman po ang mga forwarded to the regional office for approval. Ito po yung ating mga reclass. Andoon na po ito sa regional office and we are waiting for the approval of the regional director. For the elementary, teacher 2 to teacher 3, we have 97. HT1, 25. HT2, 10. HT3, 2. HT4, 1. For junior and elementary, MT1 to MT2, we have 71. For junior high school, ito po yung mga forwarded sa region, HT1, 4. HT2, 4. HT3, 12. HT4, 1. P2, 1. SPET, 1. Yan po ang ating inaantay na mga for approval. Ito naman po ang ating update na galing sa civil service. Ito po yung mga appointment ay nasa civil service na po. For junior high school, HT3, 1. Master teacher 1, 4. Teacher 3, 20. Teacher 2, 4. For elementary, promotion, natural vacancy, P3, 2. HT3, 1. P1, 1. P2, 1. T3, 2. MT1, 1. MT2, 1. At ang mga request natin for T3 na nasa civil service na po ay 21. Hoping and praying na ito ay makalabas kaagad ng civil service the soonest possible time. Registered qualified applicants kasi po magsi-September 30 na at mag-o-open na po ang ating klase. Kinakailangan na po nating mag-deploy ng mga teachers. Always remember that deployment ay schools division superintendent lamang po ang pwedeng mag-deploy ng mga teachers. Our 2021-2022 RQA will be released on Tuesday next week. Tuesday next week kasi Monday deliberation po namin. Individual result will be forwarded to the applicants so that they will be able to see by themselves the points they acquired. Lahat po ng aplikante na mapasama sa RQA o sa hindi, lahat po sila ay bibigyan ng result ng kanilang assessment. Individual po yon para makita naman po nila kung saan sila nagkulang at kung ano pa yung dapat nilang pagyamanin upang the next time around ay maayos nila yung kung saan sila nagkulang. May I remind all the school heads that please do not recommend provisional teachers for transfer from one school to another. They have to finish the 5-year service as provisional in the school where they are deployed. Uulitin ko po ito kasi madalas po mangulit at pumunta dito sa opisina ang ating mga provisional teachers pero naunawaan po natin sila kaya lang ma-explain din natin sa kanila na at maunawaan nila ang ating stand. Do not recommend provisional teachers for transfer from one school to another. They have to finish the 5-year service as provisional in the school where they are deployed. Lahat po na naka 5 years na provisional teachers in the senior high school, letter will be sent to all of them, reminding them na natapos na ang kanilang term as provisional teachers. But it does not mean na sila po ay wala ng chance. Mayroon pa rin po silang chance kapag no qualified applicants from the RQA of the same major. Pwede pa rin po silang ma-hire, depende po sa justification ninyo at depende po sa ating schools division superintendent. Mayroon po kasi yan na nakapaloob doon that within 5 years that they are provisional, they should have taken even once the let kahit sila ay hindi pumasa. No, so yun po ang aking mga reminders at yun po ang updates na binigay ko sa inyo. May I remind all the school heads, please encourage our teachers na ma-promote. Tatandaan po palagi natin that promotion of teachers starts after 3 years to comply the 3 years of performance rating. Dito po nagsisimula na sila po ay pwede nang ma-promote. Promotion of teachers from T1 to T3 ay any time of the year unless po magbigay ng deadline usually before November 15 ang ating regional office kasi po ito rin yung time na deadline sa pag-submit sa DBM. Pero continue to encourage them to submit their folder dito po sa division office with the corresponding school ranking or district ranking if it is in the elementary. Tulungan po natin ang ating kaguruan na ma-promote po sila dahil kinakailangan po nila ito. Huwag nating hahayaang sila ay mag-retire ng 35 years in service at teacher 1 pa rin po sila. Let us encourage them. At doon po naman sa mga nagtatanong na mga promotables na ang kanilang transcript o doon sila nagkuha ng masteral sa hindi po accredited ng DepEd, wala po talaga kaming magagawa kahit anong pa po ang inyong kulit sa amin dahil hindi nga accredited ng DepEd ang school na kung saan kayo ay nag-aral. I would advise na mag-re-enroll kayo sa ibang mga schools na nagbibigay ng mga online services in the master's degree.
Ayon sa masteral yan, CHED ang nag-accredit.
Opo sir, CHED. I stand corrected. So yun po ha, dear school heads, pakiusapan po natin ang ating mga teachers mangulit sa amin dahil alam na rin po nila yan kung saang school sila nag-enroll. No? Kasi wala naman po kaming magagawa. Naunawaan po namin ang inyong mga reasons na kayo ay may mga 4 na anak, 8 anak, at nag-iisa kayong nag-work. Pero may lalagay po naman namin ang aming mga posisyon at aming tungkulin sa hindi po maayos. Kaya gawin po natin yung tama. No? Sa ating mga school heads, maraming salamat po sa inyong patuloy na pagsuporta sa lahat ng programa at proyekto ng ating SDO Palawan. Tunay nga po, dahil sa ating pagkakaisa at pagtutulungan, SDO Palawan ay talagang maaasahan. Good morning.
Please accept our profound gratitude for the love you are continuously sharing with us all. ASDS Rufino B. Foss. Thank you for inspiring us always.
At this moment, let us welcome our ASDS, who was recently featured in our local media for his honesty in returning a large sum of money to each owner, earning him the title of Honest Boss. Ladies and gentlemen, the hardworking Sir Arnaldo G. Ventura in our ASDS Hour.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sir Joseph. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Most special, of course, to our Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Roger F. Capa, to my partner, Sir Foss, to our CID Chief, Ma'am Au, and of course to our birthday girl, Ate Filing, sa lahat po ng mga EPS, at syempre sa ating PSDS, mga division section head, and of course sa lahat ng mga school heads. Pleasant morning, everyone. This time I am going to present with you the different concerns of our office. Kevin, please. Okay, for the first one, we have here some objectives in the division learning continuity plan for school year 2021-22. Okay, I just want to remind everyone that our major goal is to sustain the delivery of quality, accessible, relevant, and liberating basic education services to all Palaweños through multimodal delivery of instructions despite the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, we have to sustain. Sustain lang po natin yung last year delivery ng basic education or mas lampasan pa po natin. Okay, ito po yung ilang area of concerns, ilang objectives para po sa opening of classes. Okay, all district supervisors have already informed about this. For objective number 1, we have to map all learners in all elementary and secondary schools in the division. Okay, that is one of the strategies is implementing activities that will prepare the learners for the opening of classes. That is already done, tapos na po ito. Most of the schools have already conducted remedial classes and they have already identified po yung may 1 or 2 failed subjects in the previous grade level, and nagawa po yan from July to August 2021. Pero if there are schools po na hindi pa nakakagawa nito, okay, please pakigawa po para po ma-realize yung ating basic education learning continuity plan, which was already presented sa ating mga regional officials last August 13. For the second one, Kevin, okay, and under objective number 1 pa rin, we have to track the learners who did not enroll during the early registration period. That was already mentioned po ng ating Schools Division Superintendent kanina. Yung magkaroon po tayong child finding activities. We are expecting that 100% ng mga learners who are enrolled last year, sana po ma-register po natin ngayon. Matrack po natin kung nasaan na po sila. Okay, the time frame, August to September 2021. We have here, next slide please. We have here another strategies under objective number 1. Sabi nga ni Sir kanina, enroll the learners for the opening of classes through remote enrollment and physical enrollment. Again, inuulit po namin from August to September 2021, we have to makita po natin yung mga learners na yon na hindi pa nakaka-enroll. Kasi as of now, more than 50% pa lang po ang nakaka-enroll sa ating online enrollment. Okay. Next slide, Kevin. May nang boses ko. Okay, next. Another area of concern, ito po yung isa sa napakahalaga for the opening of classes. The learning resources. That is objective number 2 in our basic education learning continuity plan. Provide the resources needed in the implementation of modular distance learning. Our first strategy here is preparing the necessary materials for the implementation of MDL. Okay, and for the programs, projects, and activities, we have inventory of available and quality assured self-learning modules for each of the competencies in the MELC.
Adjust ko lang po yung audio.
Okay, wait lang po.
Full na rin po yung
Video. Wait lang po. Medyo nagka-problema sa audio. Okay. For the second objective, sabi ko nga, kailangan natin pong ihanda ang lahat ng mga necessary materials for the implementation of MDL. Sana po a week before ng opening of classes sa September 13, dapat meron na po tayong mga printed na mga self-learning modules and activity sheets to be used by our learners. Sana ngayon pa po ay ginagawa na natin yun. Ano po? And this time meron po tayong redevelopment of SLMS or self-learning modules na sa lahat ng learning areas in all grade levels kasalukuyan ginagawa and possible po may habol natin yun sa opening po ng klase. Okay, next, Kevin. Another is objective number 3 na kailangan pa rin natin i-prepare for the opening of classes. Okay, providing children staff safe and friendly school facilities and services. Na-mention ni Sir kanina na dapat po lahat ng teachers ay mabakunahan na. Ano po? Mabakunahan. Okay, kasi yan po ang isa sa condition na kailangan para po magkaroon ng face-to-face. Paano po tayo magkakaroon ng face-to-face if hindi po talaga nagpapabakuna ang ating mga guro? Kaya kailangan po mabakunahan natin or magpabakuna ang lahat ng mga DepEd employees and teachers. Another one na nakalagay po sa ating LCP. Okay, yung pong decontamination of all offices in the schools. We are expecting po na 100% of the facilities were decontaminated. Okay, before the opening of classes. Second week of September. Next, Kevin. Okay, and of course, aside from decontamination, kailangan din pong ma-enhance ang capacity ng ating mga DRRM focal person and of course ng ating mga school officials and teachers regarding po sa disaster risk reduction management. Okay, next. Okay, and another PPA natin for the opening of classes, okay, the conduct of National Brigada Eskwela. And we are expecting po that 100% of the schools conducted Brigada Eskwela. That will be done from August to September 10, 2021. Another thing, Kevin. Okay. Dumako naman po tayo sa capacity building program, which is objective number 4 in our LCP. Scale up the capacity of school heads, teachers, and parents on MDL and alternative modalities in the delivery of basic education. We have to for these strategies, facilitating the upskilling and reskilling of teachers, school heads, parents in the implementation of MDL. Our PPA here is participation of teachers and school heads in online training activities by the division office, regional office, and central office. As of now, we have an ongoing in-service training po ng DepEd Central Office, and inaasahan po namin na 100% or most of the teachers ay nagpa-participate po sa mga trainings na isinasagawa ng Central Office, Regional Office, and Division Office. Okay, and number 3 here is the reproduction and distribution of Parents Guide for MDL. Meron po tayo last year na distribute na Parents Guide for MDL. Pakisuyo po sa ating mga school heads that we have to give them or provide them ng Parents Guide na yun, or we have to reorient or i-orient natin ang mga parents tungkol sa nilalaman po ng Parents Guide para po sa modular distance learning. Sana po maisagawa po natin ito kahit po virtually, or hanap po tayo ng paraan kung paano natin may inform ang ating mga parents regarding po sa Parents Guide para po sa MDL. You may use yung pong ating RBI, yung ating mga radio, pwede mo natin gamitin para ma-inform ang ating mga parents tungkol sa modular distance learning na ating i-employ this coming opening po ng school year. Okay, next, Kevin. Okay, that's all about basic education learning continuity plan of our division. Yun lang po muna ang the most urgent at pinakamahalaga na dapat nating paghandaan para po sa opening of classes. Our second issue is the validation of OPCRF based po sa DepEd Order number 2, series of 2015. I have already discussed this issue last time, pero I just want to remind everyone again kasi meron pong pagbabago sa ating mga schedule kasi nagkaroon po tayo ng adjustment. For example, our activity number 1, we are going to capacitate, of course, the members of the validation team para po sa ating OPCRF. May narinig po akong ilang comments sa field, bakit kailangang i-validate ang OPCRF? Pwede namang isubmit na lamang. Alam niyo po, pinag-iigting po natin, we are strengthening the implementation of the performance management. If we are going to practice po yung mga previously ginagawa natin when it comes to performance management, we are still mediocre. Dapat po medyo magkaroon tayo ng sundin po natin sa DepEd Order number 2, gawin po natin talaga kung ano yung nasa policy. Okay, para po mas ma-enhance at mas ma-strengthen at mas maging makatotohanan po ang pag-implement po natin ng performance management. Kaya po before ng validation, magkakaroon po tayo ng capacity building for the OPCRF validator. Selected lamang po ito. Okay, that will be done by next week, September 7. Okay, and the validation of OPCRF from September 20, nagkaroon po tayo ng adjustment. September 20 to October 15, that will be done by the validation team members. Another thing, in October 15 to 25, there will be the submission of OPCRF to SDO. By district po yun. Okay, the in charge, of course, our district supervisors. Then, saka pa po sasay na ng rater, original sign po, hindi po pwede na, basta po original sign po ang performance rating ng ang sign ng rater sa atin pong OPCRF. That will be done from October 16 to 25 after ma-submit po sa division office. That will be done by yours truly and Sir Foss. Then after po na masaynan ng ating mga raters, saka po i-endorse namin yan sa PMT. Sa PMT from October 26 to October 31. May lalabas po tayong memo regarding the composition of the program management team based on DepEd Order number 2, series of 2015. Bago po permahan siya ng ating approving authority ng ating pong Schools Division Superintendent. Yan, from November 3 to November 10, ayan po, i-endorse na po ng ating PMT members sa ating approving authority ng ating ang inyong mga OPCRF. Then the approval of the OPCRF shall be done from November 12 to November 30. Then, after po na apruban lahat ng mga OPCRF, saka po siya ipo-forward sa planning. Yung list, ipafinalize po ni na Sir Tong ng Planning and Research Section, ipafinalize na po ang, or ipiprepare na po ang summary ng OPCRF for school year 2020-2021. That is from November 15 to November 25. Para po makatotohanan talaga ang ating ginagawa regarding po sa OPCRF. Okay. These are the different OPCRF activity natin. Okay. Next, Kevin. Next slide, please. Okay. Ito po ang ating performance management team. Lalabas po yung calendar designation this week. No need na to read. Na-discuss ko na po yan last time. Ni-remind ko lang po. Okay. And another issue about our praise system, our rewards and recognition, DepEd Palawan Maasahan Awards. Okay, lumabas na po ang ating memo, DepEd Division Memorandum number 268, series of 2021, that is all about the search for most outstanding officials, teachers, and personnel. Okay, yan po ay open sa lahat ng education program supervisors, PSDS, school heads, master teachers, non-teaching personnel, level 1 and level 2, open for school, most outstanding district office, and most outstanding researchers. The deadline of submission based po sa memorandum will be on October 12, 2021. Okay, i-remind ko lamang muli sa inyo, ano-ano po yung mga isasubmit natin ng mga nominees. Okay, most outstanding teacher, most outstanding master teacher, most outstanding school head, nandiyan po ang breakdown ng mga winners natin. Ano po? Most outstanding SPED teacher, most outstanding Allied Madrasa Education teacher, and most outstanding IPED teacher. Next slide. Most outstanding employee, level 1, and most outstanding employee, level 2. Then the most outstanding ALS teacher, most outstanding researchers, most outstanding district supervisor, and most outstanding education program supervisor. At pinakamahusay na paaralan, pinakamahusay na tanggapang pandistrito, at most outstanding learning center para po sa alternative learning system. I-remind ko lang po na the performance rating that we are going to use ay yung pong performance rating nung last year, hindi po yung current performance rating. Kasi ang ating pong validation sa OPCRF ay hanggang November pa. Submission of entries ay October 12, kaya ang gagamitin po natin performance rating ay yung performance rating natin last school year. Okay. That's all about the rewards and recognition. Pakibasa na lamang po ng ating manual. Yung pong improve manual po natin ay na-forward po natin sa ating pong group chat. And of course, naandun din po siya sa ating guidelines ng DepEd Order at the Division Memorandum 268 series of 2021. Regarding naman po sa capacity building program for non-teaching personnel, training on RPMS, according to AO, that was the first time daw po na nagkaroon ng RPMS training ang ating mga non-teaching personnel. We have already conducted ng RPMS training sa ating mga non-teaching personnel, selected non-teaching personnel for batch 1, August 17 to 18. Okay, a face-to-face mode po ang ginamit natin, attended by 75 participants. Then yung batch 2, which was conducted August 19 to 20 and attended by 60 participants. Again, face-to-face po yun at Astoria, Palawan. Then, nag-usap po kami ni AO and subject for the approval of our SDS that we will be conducting a capacity building program for the remaining non-teaching personnel. Okay, through Zoom. Zoom po kasi this September, sisikapin po namin matapos ang 3 batches ng capacity building for the non-teaching personnel. Okay, we have through Zoom na po yun, virtual training to be attended by 600 participants from batch 3 to batch 5. Okay. Hintayin lang po natin. And for the last topic, okay, regarding the submission of the learning continuity plan of each district, okay, tapos ang last August 21, nag-deadline na po tayo para sa ating mga Division Education Program Supervisors, sa ating mga SEPs and Fs2, yung mga program specialists, nag-deadline po tayo August 21. Okay, that is intended for SGOD and CID people. Ano po? And for the district supervisors naman po, ang deadline po niyan ay ngayon. We have already received 8 reports from the district supervisors. Pwede po nating i-email ang ating mga reports sa email address nito, vincentsanti.araneta@deped.gov.ph. Yun po ay deadline na po today, and kasi ipa-finalize na po namin ang Division Learning Continuity Plan ng DepEd Palawan. Yan na lamang po ang aming iniintay. Okay, next slide. Okay, that's all about our concern from our office. Thank you very much po. God bless everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Sir Arnie Ventura. And thank you as well for motivating us to be true and loyal to our oath as educators.
Now we will have Ma'am Chita D. Umali, our division accountant, for the issues and concerns of the accounting section.
Yes, sir. Good morning and hello to everybody, especially to our SDS, Sir Capa, sa dalawang assistant po natin na maaasahan din, si Sir Foss and Sir Ventura, and also sa dalawang chief po natin na talagang masisipag, nakikita po natin lagi ang mga action nila, kay Ma'am Patrones and kay Ma'am Marquez, at sa lahat po ng participants, good morning po sa inyong lahat. So yung issues and concern po ng accounting section, sige po, next slide po. Ito pa rin po. Yung bago po nating memo, authority of the teachers in charge, clustering of schools to full-fledged school heads, makes additional burden to them due to distance, etc. Only 500,000 amount of MOE to be downloaded for the clusterings, fastest utilization of MOE fund, increase the number of schools with checking account. Ito po yung issues and concern. Kaya po talaga pong maaasahan ang ating SDS saka yung ating ESDS. Ano po, naggawa po kagad sila ng memo nung madiscuss po namin na talagang napakahirap po mag-download sa ating mga school head kung naka-cluster po sila. Lalo na po yung concern ng salinapakan po. Parang ilang school head lang po ang naka-full-fledged po doon. So medyo mahirap pong mag-download po, nagka-cluster. Ano po? So kasi limited lang po sa 500,000 ang dapat i-download sa isang cluster. Sa laki po ng mga MOE po ngayon, umaabot po ng mga 700,000. So nababawasan po, hindi po natin na-achieve yung quarterly release po natin sa ating mga cluster heads. Ano po? So ito po ay marirelease sa burden ng mga cluster heads. Ang parang idideklag po natin yung mga non-full-fledged na school head na ibabalik po natin nung time, di po ba, parang remember po, nung time ng mga previous SDS po natin na talaga pong dina-download natin sa TIC at mabilis din po ang kanilang pag-liquidate. Ano po? So ito po ang mga legal basis po natin, yung DepEd Order number 29, series of 2019, dated October 17. Ito po yung pag-o-open ng account, current account. Ano po? Kasi ang iba po dito ay meron na po silang mga application. Yun pa rin po yung isang issue doon na may mga application na po sila sa Bureau of Treasury and approved na po ng Regional Bureau of Treasury. So hindi lang po sila nakapag-open ng checking account dahil nga po bigla po yung changes kanina po, di ba, na may mention. Bigla na naman po tayong nag-clustering ng mga school heads. So ngayon po ay pwede na po nating i-apply uli yung mga application po natin. Pwede na po mag-open ng checking account yung ating mga TIC na meron na pong approval. So ang sinasuggest ko lang po doon, kasi kung meron na pong bagong assignment order at na-assign sa ibang school, possible naman po na i-open na lang po nila yung approval, yung may approval na po yung Bureau of Treasury, para hindi na po tayo mag-aantay ng 6 months for the approval ng ating mga requests for checking account. Kasi po ngayon ay fourth quarter na po tayo, tapos na ang third quarter. So konti pa lang po ang nadadownloadan ng third quarter. And remember po, pagdating ng mga, eto na po yung critical time natin, critical quarter. Ano po? Kasi marami na naman pong ida-download ang central office sa ating na-direct po sa mga schools natin. Ano po? So kaya yun po ang pinag-usapan po namin na yung TIC po ay maging ma-downloadan po ulit, maging special dispersing na mga schools. Ano po? Ayan po yung mga legal basis natin, tapos yung COA AOM natin, na kailangan po talaga ay mag-open ng checking account. So wala na pong exemption kasi napag-usapan na po namin yan ni auditor na ang mga LGUs daw po natin ay mga checking account din. So since sa mga LGU ay checking account, so bakit hindi daw po kaya ng ating mga school? So talaga pong kinuha ng COA na walang exemption, na hindi po tayo mag-checking account. Tapos ito po yung Division Memo number 292 series of 2021. Yan na po yung nagbibigay ng authority sa ating mga TIC na ma-downloadan po sila at maging special dispersing po ng ating mga schools. Ano po? So yung key player po natin dyan, yung district supervisor, yung division cashier, division accountants, school heads, TICs, and school bookkeepers. So iyan na lang po ang recommendation, yung opening ng checking account and apply for fidelity bond for special dispersing officer of the school. Ano po? So yung next issue po natin, sige po. Ayan po. Kasi marami pong naliligaw po sa atin. Ano po? So kaya ito po yung disbursement by check. Check shall be drawn only on the duly approved disbursement voucher. Kasi po, may mga concern po na nakakarating dito sa amin. Yung mga school head po natin ay nagbabayad na agad ng cheque sa mga supplier na wala pong supporting documents. Yan po ay bawal na bawal sa atin sa government. Parang lumalabas po na advance payment. So, nagiging cause po siya ng delay ng ating liquidation. Ano po? Ito pa po yung isang issues and concern, yung documentary requirements for common government transactions. So, ayan na rin po. Nilagay ko na lang din po yung COA Circular number 2012-001 dated June 14, 2012. Diyan po natin makikita yung mga attachment na requirements kung ano po yung mga dapat naka-attach sa ating mga disbursement voucher. And siyempre po may mga additional na mga requirements na alam na rin naman po natin as special disbursing. Tapos yung cash advance po shall be used solely for specific legal purpose for which it was granted. Para po hindi siya ma-delay. Ano po? Kasi minsan kung nagde-deviate po tayo sa ating APP, sa ating SLCP, so medyo nagkakaroon po tayo ng conflict. Ano po? Nahihirapan po tayong mag-liquidate. Ano po? So yun din po yung mga player natin, yung district supervisor, division cashier, division accountant, school heads, TICs, and school bookkeepers. So para po ang recommendation dyan, yung agreement po natin, para on-time MOE downloading and liquidation na mahabol po natin kasi mag-i-end na po ang year. Ano po? Ang ating calendar year, mag-i-end na po yan. So asahan po ninyo na maraming ida-download sa inyo this quarter. Ano po? This fourth quarter. Next po. Ayan po, nire-remind ko rin po uli yung deployment ng senior bookkeeper, transfer of the senior bookkeeper, kasi yan din po ang magiging cause ng delay sa ating MOE liquidation. Kasi may mga district na po na nawala na ng bookkeeper, especially yung Balabac po na alam naman po natin ang Balabac ay kalat-kalat ang mga schools. So ngayon po, wala na pong dalawa po ang bookkeeper ng Balabac. Since yung isa po ay nagpa-transfer na sa Batarasa, so yun po ang nagiging problema dahil mas marami po siyang hawak na non-ayos school yung nagpa-transfer. So yun po ang nagiging problema. Sana po ma-fill upan kaagad yung sa bookkeeper. Ano po? Yan lang po. Sunod po. Ayan na lang po. Dream big, stay positive, work hard, and enjoy the journey. So sa dami po ng ating, hindi lang naman po financial ang ating nai-incur ng mga problema. Ano po, sa dami po yung mga sa ating LCP, SLCP. So kailangan din po nating mag-enjoy na lang po tayo sa ating work. Ano po, para hindi na tayo mag-isip na parang naririnig ko rin po kanina na nagiging problema natin ang sa sobrang dami ng trabaho. I-enjoy na lang po natin ang trabaho kasi mabilis naman po yung oras at natatapos din po ang isang araw na hindi natin napapansin ang oras. Yan lang po. Next, sir. Thank you po.
Ma'am Chita D. Umali, thank you so much. The clouds in our minds are surely made clear now.
Moving forward, let us invite Ma'am Luz Reminda Flores, our budget officer, to give us updates from our budget section.
Yes, good morning to our maasahan and inspiring School Division Superintendent Third Year F, Capa, CESO 6, sa ating equally masipag and maasahan, of course, inspiring OIC ASDS, Sir Rufino and Sir Ventura, sa ating dalawang chief, Ma'am Al Marquez of the CID and SDOT Chief, Ma'am Filina Padrones, sa lahat po ng ating 35 Public School Division Superintendent, our Admin Officer 5 EO Isabelita Sampayan, sa atin pong mga Division Unit Heads, sa lahat po ng Division Education Supervisors, School Heads, and all participants on today's virtual Division ManCom. A pleasant good morning po to all of you. Today, to give you an update regarding po sa ating budgetary matters, I am presenting to you the SDO Palawan budget utilization as of August 27, 2021. Narito po ang presentation outline natin. Division budget utilization for the continuing and current funds. For the continuing, we have the capital outlay. Total adjusted allotment, 2,956,211.82. Ang obligation rate po natin ay 0%, disbursement 0 rate percent. Why? Because yan po yung mga forwarded allotment from 2020. Kaya nga po siya nasa continuing funds. For the MOA, 94% po ang ating obligation at 58% for our disbursement rate. For our personal services, we have 66% for our obligation rate and 77% of our disbursement rate. We have a total of 64% a total disbursement rate and 81% of the obligation rate para po sa ating continuing appropriation. So if you have to validate, nasa 81% po tayo, angat po tayo doon sa expected obligation rate natin or status obligation rate natin. Ngayon ay August, supposed to be, tayo po ay nasa 66%, pero nandun po tayo sa 81%, so hindi na po siya masama sa obligation rate natin. And coming naman po yung ating ongoing, yung ating disbursement. So kahit po nakita nyo 64% yan, ongoing naman po ang disbursement natin diyan sa ating mga continuing appropriations. Para naman po sa current appropriations natin, kasama po diyan yung ating GAA fiscal year 2021. Sa ating pong capital outlay, wala pa po tayong obligation, so 0% po ang rate natin dyan. And of course, normally wala pa tayong disbursement. For our MOE or maintenance and other operating expenses, we have 53%. So kanina po na-explain ni accountant kung bakit medyo mabagal yung downloading natin because of some of schools na wala pa pong mga bank accounts. So meron pa tayong disbursement rate for that na 32%. Para po sa personal services natin, we have obligation rate of 63% and disbursement rate of 99%. So yan po, maagap tayo sa pagpapasweldo and thank you sa flagship ni Sir Capa. Tunay ang Palawan ay maaasahan. So nakasunod po tayo in support sa flagship ng ating school division superintendent Sir Roger Capa. Para po sa ating life and retirement, so yan po ay nasa ilalim din po yan siya ng personal services. We have 56% for the obligation rate and 86% for the disbursement rate. So medyo meron kaming formula na ginagamit nandiyan, yung offloading po na tinatawag. Hindi na po natin iisa-isahin. So a total of 61% for the current appropriations natin and 99% for our disbursement. 91% rate for our disbursement. For our next slide. Next slide po, sir. Okay, ito po yung overall division budget utilization status. That is combined 2020 continuing and the 2021 current allotment in 1,000 pesos po. So for the capital outlay, we have 0% for the obligation rate and disbursement rate is 0%. Yan po yung mga capital outlay natin, mostly doon ating mga basic education facilities na bago pa lang po dumating yung kanyang mga sub-arrows. For the MOE, we have 60% for the obligation rate and 39% disbursement rate. For PS, is 63% for the obligation rate and disbursement rate of 98%. For RLIP, we have 56% obligation rate and 86% for the disbursement rate. So we have a combination to combine it to the current, the continuing appropriation, the current allotments. We have 60% for the obligation rate, but 60% of the obligation rate, we have 90% for disbursement rate. So hindi na naman po siya masama sa ating status. Medyo okay naman po dahil hindi, we are expected 75% para sa third quarter. So here under the status of major PAPs for the continuing total 2020 as of August 27, 2021. As I have said po, ito po yung mga naiwan or may mga sub-arong naiwan na mga pondo natin from 2020. So brought forward po ito. Some of these PPAs allotment ay nanggaling po sa ating regional office or from the central office. Meron po tayong from the general management and supervision from the central office which amounted to 1 million obligation rate. Yan po yung ating hindi pa po na-implement. Maybe nasa procurement process pa po ito kaya wala pa po siyang obligation. For the PPA 304, government, general management and supervision from the regional office proper naman ay ganun din po siya. wala pa po tayong obligation for that. For the division office proper, ito po yung mga naiwan nating for 2020. 91% po yung nagagamit na natin diyan as obligation rate and disbursement of 45%. Yung nasa division proper po. For the PPA 229 Learner Support Program, sub-arrow yan po na nanggaling sa regional office. Total adjusted allotment is 144,939. Total obligation of 106,520. We have 73% total obligation rate at wala pa po siyang disbursement. Building Partnership and Linkages Program. We have 274,300. 0% po yung ating obligation para riyan. At gusto ko lang pong i-remind uli si Ma'am Mylene Dilig for that na sana ma-utilize po natin this third quarter. For the Disaster Preparedness Response Program, meron po tayong 536,832. Total obligation natin is 425,080 or 75%. Ang disbursement po natin is 99% po. For the basic education curriculum, 112,000 ang ating allotment. Total obligation 103,850 or equivalent of 93% of our obligation rate and 100% disbursement rate. So bayad na po siya. For the policy research program, the 269,203 allotment, obligated po natin ang 55,845, 21% or equivalent to 21% obligation rate. Disbursement rate po natin is 100%. So again, I'm calling Sir, ang in charge po dyan si Sir Tong Basaya. Ano na po kaya ang status ng inyong implementation para diyan sa ating pondo? For the early language literacy and numeracy, 225,000. We have obligated 192,225 or equivalent of 85% for our obligation rate and 0% of our disbursement rate. Indigenous people or IPID program, meron pong naiwan na 34,212. Unutilized pa po siya. So, again, for Ma'am, ano po to siya, kay Ma'am Alin Gonda. For the school feeding program, we have a total of 91,169,571.36. Nakapag-obligate na po tayo ng 89,742,780.50 or equivalent to 98% ng ating obligation rate and a total disbursement of 66%. So yan naman po ay kay Doc Karen. For the operation of schools elementary, ito po yung mga IMUI na late na po siyang na-download, which is mga December 29 na po yan nung na-download sa atin ng central office from the central to the regional office. So 4.5, it is 4,586,000. So 100% po natin obligated and 21% po na disburse. Dahil yun nga po, nagkaroon ng mga problema sa downloading to the schools, different school beneficiaries. For the operation of school, junior high school, grade 7 to grade 10, yung 6,557,775.29 total allotment natin, 100% po nating na-obligate. And then 65% po yung actual na download po natin sa mga schools. So next slide po. Next slide, sir. Ayan. For the textbooks and instructional materials, we have an allotment of 3,595,468.45. Total obligation po natin is 2,863,271.45 or equivalent of 80% of our obligation rate. And wala pa po siyang disbursement. For the operation of schools for senior high, grade 11 to grade 12, yung 761,057.32 ay obligated na po natin. Then 92% disbursement rate po. For the Madrasa Education Program, 70% of our total obligation and 31% of our disbursement. For Quick Response Fund, the 307 na naiwan po yan last year, 307,511.82. Ito na lang po yung balance niya. So again, kay Sir Eugene, paki-take note po na wala pa po tayong obligation for that allotment. Human Resource Development for Personnel, School and Learning Centers, 0%. Balanse na lang po yan ng 2020. Flexible learning options, out of 1,887,112, we have obligated 99% of that. For the school dental health care program, 78% po ang total obligation rate natin and 20% of our disbursement rate. For the BAF or the basic education facilities, site validation, preliminary and detailed engineering PDA, out of 93,500, we have obligated 21% and 0% for our disbursement rate. Maaring yung mga travel po yan nila ng ating division engineer and their staff for that sa pag-validate ng ating mga buildings, school buildings. So on process, maaring on process yung kanilang mga travel for that. Electrification of on-grid school and installation of solar panels or off-grid schools. Ito po yung ating capital outlay din na 2,555,200. Obligation rate po natin ay actually nakaraan po ay inobligate po natin to based doon sa contract nila but then hindi pa po siya complete. So hindi ko po siya pwedeng i-report unless na complete yung kanyang kaya inumit ko po siya doon sa ating obligation. So i-report po natin na zero obligation pa doon sa ating 2.5 na electrification. So again, I'm calling the secretariat ng ating BAC kung nasaan na po yung papel nito para ma-process po natin. Grant of cash allowance, meron pong naiwan siya na 472,500 last year. So zero obligation rate pa siya. And for the bayanihan to recover as one Act, Republic Act number 11494, General Management and Supervision. Ito po yung last year pa na 1,781,000. 100% po natin na siyang obligated. Ito po ay downloaded din sa ating mga schools to be downloaded sa ating mga schools recipient para sa kanilang SLMs. Bayanihan Act to recover as one for the we have 100% na po pala doon sa Next slide po, sir. Meron pa po tayong isang slide for that. Para sa general management and supervision, ito naman po yung mga nasa current. 2021 siya po yung mga bagong sub-aro natin from central office and from regional office. Narito po yung from central office, a total allotment of 58,033,000. So 98,000 po yung 98% po yung obligation rate natin diyan. Kasama din po yan po yung mga sub-aro o yung allotment na dinistribute po natin doon sa ating mga schools. General management and supervision for division office proper. Ito po yung current natin sa division proper. Total allotment po natin is 22,552,000. So 19% pa lang po yung nagagamit natin diyan. Mostly, ang nagamit po natin yung ating office supplies at alam niyo naman po na yung malaking portion diyan ay yung travel at training. But so far, magagamit na po natin yung mga training expenses diyan dahil nakalinya na po sa office namin yung para sa gender and development. Pero as of August 27 po, ay yan pa lang po ang obligation rate natin is 19%. At disbursement rate po natin is 34%. Pagdating naman po sa learner support program, yung 125,000 po ay 0% po para sa ating obligation rate. So, kung sino man po yung in charge, dapat po ma-utilize na po natin yung mga pundong ito na naka 0%. Building Partnership and Linkages Program, yung 258,700, sana po magkaroon na siya ng obligation for this coming month of September para umangat po yung percentage of utilization natin for the third quarter. Organization and Professional Development of Non-Teaching. Ayun po, yung 1 million natin, 1,030,549.74, wala pa pong obligation. So, I know ito pa ay ginagawa na rin ng activity request ni Ma'am Sampayan para sa mga non-teaching personnel. Siguro phase 2 ng kanyang capability building. For the disaster preparedness and response program, the 210,000, wala pa po siyang obligation. So, pakitingin po ang status nito, Sir Eugene. For the policy and research program, wala po siyang allotment. Indigenous People's Education Program, yung 1,394,945.85. As of this date, hindi pa po siya gumagalaw. So, again, attention po kay Ma'am Alin Gonda para sa utilization po ng allotment natin. School-based feeding program. Ito pong 77,532,039. Ito po yung ating school feeding program. For issuance of certificate of allotment na po ito at siguro po by next week ay ang alam ko nasa procurement process na din po ito. The operations schools for elementary. That is 100%. Operation of schools for elementary from kinder to grade 6. We have obligated 42% and 50% disbursement for that allotment. So next po. So ito na po yata yung ating last slides for the current 2021. For the operation of schools, junior high school, ito mga MOE pa rin po natin. We have obligated 38% at ang disbursement rate po natin is 49%. Operation of schools for senior high school, 32% obligation rate, and 51% disbursement rate. For the computerization program, meron po tayong 1,621,600. Zero po ang obligation rate natin. At I think ito po yung capital outlay na from central office. 0% ang disbursement pa rin natin. Madrasa education program, 69% obligation rate and 75% of disbursement rate. For the human resource development for personnel schools and learning centers, ito po yung nasa current nating o nasa GAA natin ngayong 2021 na 9,183,000, which is allocated for the 3 functional division, SGOD, CID, and the ASDS. 28% pa lang po ang obligation rate natin. So sana po kung since meron na po tayong partially face-to-face na mga capability building na na-held, sana po magamit na natin itong ating HRTD fund. Parang ang nakapag-held pa lang po ay ang CID at yun po, yung last week ng 2 batches ng program ni Ma'am EO sa capability building niya. For the flexible learning options, ito po yung mga sub-arrows for the learning continuity plan. So yung bagong dating po itong sub-arrow natin, yung allotment po ay 8,468,951.82. Wala pa po tayong obligation para dito. And of course, zero pa rin yung ating disbursement. For the cash allowance, of course, given na po yan, 100% po nating na-obligate and 91% po ang disbursement rate. Maaari pong meron pang mga empleyado na hindi po naka-receive ng kanilang cash allowance. So kung meron man po na out of 45 kasi ang na-disburse natin ay yan ang actual natin 41. So kung meron pa man po na hindi na i-payroll, makipag-ugnayan lang po yan sa ating accounting office. So meron pa ba tayo isang slide, sir? So, that's all para po sa ating budgetary updates, sa ating budget utilization. Magandang umagang muli at mabuhay po tayong lahat. Yes po?
Ma'am Luz, thank you. Pwede makahingi ako ng copy ng presentation mo?
Yes po, sir. Mag-send pa ako sa inyo today. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Luz Dominda Flores.
Going on to the discussion of administrative issues, let us have Ma'am Isabelita A. Sampayan, our Administrative Officer 5.
Thank you so much, Sir Joseph. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Ang first slide ko po ay bago pala yung first slide po. Gusto ko lang po kayong i-remind yung ating personnel system as per Division Memorandum number 169 series 2021, reminding you to comply because out of 12,000 personnel, we only have 9,500 registered workforce in the system. Kailangan po nating mabuo ito para po mag-work out na kasi magtataging na po tayo sa PSI as per IT Kevin Marquez. Okay? Clear po, no? May bago na po tayong proseso sa Fidelity Band application. Paki-click po yung isang click po kasi yan. Thank you.
Please take note of
existing staff who is taking care of the Fidelity Band applications, si Rubelin.Oxel. Sorry. Content earlier, you are required to have your designations renewed, no? Endorse po kayo ng ating PSDSS para po makapag-apply kayo ng checking account under the name of your school. It should be approved by yung inyo pong renewal ng inyong designation as CIC will be approved by the SDS, RFC, at signed po yung inyong Roger F. Capa po yan. Sign po yung inyong mga designation orders as CIC. So, i-remind ko po kayo doon sa ating Division Policy Guidelines of Transfer of Teachers number, sa next slide po please. 269, the office issued a policy relative to the transfer of our teachers because kung meron po tayong 5 teachers na nag-a-apply sa isang school, doon po papasok yung ating mga criteria para to be able to select the best fit for that item. Iisa lang po. Yun po, nakikita po doon sa guidelines na yun, ating mga criteria and etc. etc. So please remind all teachers desiring to transfer to register in the link before its closure. It will be closed on September 1, 2021 at 5 p.m. Baka po may hindi pa nakaka-register, please po. But of course, we need to remind you that same district to district transfer, no need na po to register in that link. Okay? So clear po. Reminder also on the submission of report of separation of personnel as per Division Memorandum number 253. Please submit to the division office on or before September 7 for onward submission to the regional office. DTR po, no? Andiyan po, naka-articulate po in that memo na ang AO2 will be in charge of the collection of the DTRs from the school para po magawa natin yung Form 7 at reported po doon, sino na yung hindi nagre-report, sino yung may absent, yung AWOL reminder, absence without official leave, kung mag-leave po na kailangan ay ma-approve convocation. No? Mga non-teaching personnel are expected to be in their stations ngayon pong bakasyon. So, clear po, no? I'm going now to the second to the last slide. Yung capacity building po namin for AOS, memorandum number 283. Sa mahal naming Superintendent, Sir Roger F. Capa, from the depths of my heart, thank you so much for all the support. To Sir Arnie, Sir Pines, na hindi kami iniwan. They are our brilliant speakers. Sa back po, kay Miss Chit, kay Miss Luz, and to all facilitators, medical team, secretariat, field officials who expressed support to our delegates, and to all who became part of this capacity building, thank you all so much.
Greatly appreciated, the SDO Palawan's Administrative Services, Ma'am Isabelita A. Sampayan. And with SDO Palawan's commitment to making learning a reality in school year 2021-2022, here is Ma'am Aurelia B. Marquez, CID Chief, to discuss matters pertaining to the Curriculum Implementation Division.
The Schools Division of Palawan, in its commitment and advocacy program, #Maaasahan, pursuing the importance of education, sulong edukasyon sa gitna ng pandemya. SDO Palawan, through the Curriculum and Implementation Division, brings you to the focus issues and concerns for today's ManCom meeting to successfully and proficiently deliver quality basic education services among the 35 districts of the division. CID Mother Tongue. We have the quality assurance of the division initiated SLM for MTB Grade 1 Quarter 1 is already done. We have division memorandum as the legal basis. And for the reference key players, we have APS Rogie S. de Malinaw with the writers, layout artist, editor, and other members of the development team from a Borland district. Extending his appreciation to all writers, layout artist, editor, and other members of the development team as the recommendation. Now we have the online finalization of the Kuyunon Primer with the time frame on September 2021. CID Madrasa Education Program Alive. The regional office, through Ma'am Edna Owabel, requested this division to develop activity sheets for kindergarten. Reference key players, we have APS Roger S. de Malinaw, the writers, layout artist, editor, and other members of the development team. For the time frame, it will be on September 20 to 24, 2021 at Brooks Point, Palawan. Another one is the contextualization of Alive worksheets for kindergarten, grade 1, 2, and 3. Legal basis is the contextualization of Alive worksheet for kindergarten, grades 1, 2, and 3. CID ADM Open High School Program. Issues and concerns. We have the development of contextualized activity sheets for the ADM Open High School Program learners. Division memorandum becomes our legal basis. And for the reference key players, we have APS Roger S. de Malinaw, together with the ADM Open High School Program coordinators and facilitators. All ADM Open High School Program coordinators and facilitators are encouraged to utilize the contextualized activity sheets as the recommendation. CID SPED on issues and concerns. Andres Soriano Memorial Elementary School is qualified for conversion of SPED Center into Inclusive Learning Resource Center. Legal basis is DepEd Memorandum. Reference key players, we have APS Nancy J. Alaska, together with the ASMES Principal and SPETs. For the recommendation, they need to prepare supporting documents and availability of classrooms to be converted into ILRC. Another issues and concerns, administration of MFAT to the identified learners with developmental delay based on the result of the ECD checklist. Reference key players, we have Nancy J. Alaska, together with the PSDSS, the grade 1 teachers and school heads. Time frame will be on October 2021. Recommendation: during the first week of classes, grade 1 teachers must analyze the ECD result and prepare materials for MFAT to the learners with red marks. CID Kindergarten SPED. Submission of the District Consolidated Post-Test ECD Checklist result for school year 2020-2021. There are 31 out of 35 districts were able to submit the ECD post-test result. For the reference key players, we have APS, Nancy J. Alaska, 35 PSDSS, and our time frame was due before July 30, 2021. The remaining 4 districts are still needed to submit the ECD post-test. SPED enrollment report of districts with SPED centers and classes. The time frame is the first week of September 2021. Another on the kindergarten. The redeveloped kindergarten worksheets are ready for printing. Some of the kindergarten stories incorporated in the worksheets, some are included in the compilation, which needed to be printed and distributed to the parents together with the worksheets. Reference key players, we have APS Nancy J. Alaska, the 35 PSDSS, and the time frame was July 30, 2021. For the recommendation, as much as possible, avoid printing the worksheets in black and white. Another one, animated stories are also available for those who have gadgets in telling stories. For CID English, there will be a revival of the regional, division, district, school-level contest to supplement the reading remediation conducted in schools on the following events. We have the spelling bee, the declamation, oratorical contest, extempo and impromptu, first choir reading contest, storytelling contest, balagtasan, etc. For the legal basis, we have the regional memorandum and division memoranda. Reference key players, we have APS Nancy J. Alaska, the English coordinator Abigail A. Constantino, and 35 PSDSS. The SDO Palawan is assigned to submit compilation of fairy tales in English. Districts are required to compile and have a copy in schools and submit soft copy to the division office. Legal basis is original memorandum. For the reference key players, we have APS Nancy J. Alaska and Abigail A. Constantino. Time frame, it will be on September 2021. For the recommendation, the submission of soft copies to the focal persons. Another issue, Dolch basic sight words must be included as reading materials for intervention. For the time frame, it should be year-round. The distribution of 3,500 UTOC codes for grade 11 learners. So for the reference key players, we have Division English Coordinator, school heads, the property custodian, the ICT coordinators, and English teachers. For the recommendation, the limited number of 3,500 UTOC codes will be equally distributed to all schools offering senior high school. For English and Filipino, there will be a conduct of field area to assess the reading level of learners for possible interventions anchored to the implementation of Nagbabasang Palawenyo program. Legal basis is the division memorandum. For the reference key players, we have APS Nancy J. Alaska, APS Nora A. Nangit, and Abigail A. Constantino. For the time frame, this will be during the opening of classes until the next month of the first quarter for school year 2021-2022. For the recommendation, the school will utilize available template to be forwarded by the division. And then, regarding the awarding for Buwan ng Wika, it will be rescheduled the next day, that is September 1, instead of August 31, to give way for this significant ManCom meeting. For journalism, the journalism training in the new normal trend. For the reference key players, we have APS Nora A. Nangit and Abigail A. Constantino. For the time frame, we are going to have it on November 2021. For the recommendation, all the new designated SPA advisors are required to attend the said training. Concerning the CID multi-grade, reiterating the distribution of ring-bound LAC resource guide for multi-grade teachers. We have the approved 2021 project proposal on the printing and delivery of LAC resource guide as the legal basis. Reference key players, we have APS Clemencia Paduga together with Ricky De Jesus. Available copies can be requested to APS Clemencia Paduga at CID office on a first-come, first-serve basis. Then Then, a division online rollout on the utilization of Learning Action Cell Resource Guide for multi-grade teachers. As a legal basis, we have the Regional Memorandum Number 64 Series of 2021 on the conduct of division orientation training on the utilization of Learning Action Cell Resource Guide for multi-grade teachers. Participants are 35 PSDSs and 35 multi-grade coordinators with the time frame of October 27 to 29, 2021. All unclaimed resource guide must be claimed and distributed to multi-grade teachers for their utilization during the conduct of SLAC and DISLAC. Reminder to all concerned district. For the LRMDS, official link of available self-learning modules to be utilized to the opening of classes. The first one is Palawan Learning Resource FB page, and the second one is www.depedpalawan.com. Legal basis is Division Memorandum Number 274 Series of 2021, dated August 12, 2021. Reference key players, we have PSDS, school heads, and teachers. For the recommendation, download SLMs only from 2 official recommended official pages. Avoid downloading from other sources. This time around, we have the list of available self-learning modules for Quarter 1 as of August 27, 2021. We have the grade level as well as the subject and the module number. To start, we have Araling Panlipunan, then English. For ESP and HGP. For Filipino and mathematics. For kindergarten, mother tongue, science, and research. For music and arts. For physical education and health. For TLE and all senior high school subjects. Regarding LRMDS issues and concerns, we have procurement of tablets. Batch 4, there are 3,402 units with 17% of incoming grade 9 enrollees as the estimated percentage of distribution. We have here the legal basis as well as the reference key players. For the recommendation, recipients are the schools with more than 20 enrolled learners. Another issues and concerns on LRMDS on procurement of tablets. Batch 5, 5,481 units with 25% of incoming grade 6 enrollees as the estimated percentage of distribution. Together with the legal basis and reference key players. For CID Senior High School, there will be a distribution of 20,545 tablets for grades 11 and 12 learners by the provincial government of Palawan. The legal basis is the Division Memorandum Number 299 Series of 2021. The reference key players are the Division Coordinator for Senior High School, CNA Catelo, the school heads, the school property custodian, the ICT coordinator. And for the recommendations, the strict compliance of the following. Annex A, inventory custodian receipt, acknowledgement receipt of the tablets, monitoring report of tablets, and the table agreement of kumustahan per learner. And we also have Annex B, which is the schedule of distribution of tablets to different municipalities of Palawan. For the CID Senior High School, there is also a strict compliance of the following. Annex C, turnover ceremony, and Annex D, distribution of tablets flow chart. Another one for senior high school is the policy and guidelines on testing installation of SLMs, proper distribution care, recording, retrieval, and disposal of tablets for grades 11 and 12 learners. Now, for the recommendation, the fields should adhere to the policy guidelines on testing installation, proper distribution, utilization, recording, retrieval, and disposal of tablets issued by the school's division office. On the basis of CID Senior High School TVL, an invitation from Astoria Culinary and Hospitality Institute or the ACHI Virtual Learning Program for Faculty Development in TVL, HE, and ICT teachers. Division Advisory is the legal basis with our reference key players, Division Coordinator for Senior High School CNA Catelo, TVL teachers, and ACHI. Interested teachers may contact the focal person CNA Catelo. On CID APP-TLE TVL, we have the capacity building for APP-TLE TVL teachers, a seminar workshop on technical skills. This is on Division Memorandum number 276 series of 2021. On the reference key players, we have Division Coordinator for APP-TLE TVL CNA Catelo, APP-TLE TVL District Coordinators and Teachers. And then for the recommendation, the submission of output is extended until September 13, 2021. CID Alternative Learning System. Issues and concerns. Ongoing coordination meeting for the possible expansion of ALS Senior High School to cater ALS passers for school year 2019-2020 and previous years. Reference key players, we have ALS focal person, senior high school coordinator, the EPSA, PSDSS, senior high school principal, assistant principal, focal person, ALS field implementers. And for the expected time frame, that's August to September 2021. And for the recommendation, target senior high school shall submit proposal to division concerned personnel for review and approval. The PSDS shall facilitate, assist the target senior high school and ALS field implementers in the preparation of necessary documents. The unfinalized pending LIS account or approval request for the alternative learning system. Reference key players, ALS, focal person, EPSA, PSDS, the planning section, the district ICT, and the ALS field implementers. Now for the recommendation, the PSDS shall tap the district ICT to assist, help ALS field implementers in updating and finalizing their LIS account. And then, upcoming assessment and validation of learners' presentation portfolio. There will be the ALS focal person, the EPSA, the PSDSS, and the ALS field implementers. Now, for the time frame, that is TBA. For the recommendation, the PSDSS shall oversee the ALS field implementers, assisting the learners in organizing their portfolio. Now, regarding RBI implementation, the division has 640 recipient schools with 416 installed and ready-to-use school radio-based stations. To God be the glory. That is all. Thank you so much.
We have Ma'am Nancy Alaska, Sir Kevin.
Kumaka-unmute. Okay. Thank you very much, Sir Joseph and Ma'am Noemi. Thank you very much, Sir Kevin. So the CID presentation with voiceover through our English Division Coordinator, Ma'am Abigail Constantino, was brought to you in around 20 minutes only. So that is in and on behalf of our CID Chief, Ma'am Al Marquez, who is now on sick leave. So we had presented to you the CID issues and concerns through a voiceover of Ma'am Abigail, because we are all out attending the workshop on the redevelopment of division initiated SLMs. If ever po may mga katanungan at gustong linawin po sa aming mga issues and concerns na aming na-present, ay meron pa rin po tayong konting minutes, since it is only around 20 minutes lang po yung aming presentation. Okay po, ginawa po namin yun kasi baka alam niyo naman, in-anticipate po namin yung problem sa internet connectivity. So if ever po may gusto tayong linawin, ay handa po kami mga APSS na linawin ang mga hindi pa malinaw sa aming na-present. Maraming salamat po. Sir Joseph, thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Nancy Alaska, representing our CID Chief, Ma'am Aurelia B. Marquez. Before we proceed to the issues and concerns of the School Governance and Operations Division, let's have this time Ma'am Dorothy Fideliosa, Supply Officer for the issues and concerns of Supply Section.
Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Sa ating active at minamahal ng SDS, si Sir Roger Capa, at sa dalawang aktibong Assistant Superintendent, sa lahat po ng participants. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. May issues and concern lang po si Supply. Una po tungkol sa provision of SIM card. Nakikisuyo po ako sa lahat ng recipient na hindi pa nakakakuha. Pakisuyo pong kunin na po dito sa supply office kasi po hinihingian na po tayo ng report ng central office. Si Palawan na lang po ang wala pang report. Nakakahiya na po na palagi na lang nako-call up ang ating division. Kasi po, huling-huli na tayo sa report dahil may mga SIM card pa na hindi nakukuha ng mga school recipient. Kung hindi po kukunin within this week, ilalagay ko na lang po sa report na hindi na claim at ibabalik ko na lang po sa central office. Sayang naman po ang provision ng SIM card natin kung hindi natin papakinabangan kasi marami pong division ang kulang. Tayo nga pong Palawan ay binigyan po ng, kunti lang po ang kulang sa atin. Halos lahat po nabigyan. Ngayon po nakikiusap lang po ako na pakisuyong madaliin na po. Yung mga hindi pang nakakakuhang school, pakisuyo na lang na kunin dito kasi po nagko-consolidate na po kami ng aming report at ipapadala na po natin within this week sa central office. Pangalawa po, meron po akong concern tungkol sa COA Circular 2020-006 dated January 31, 2020. Ito po yung PPE. Hindi po itong PPE na baka po misinterpret po natin yung ginagamit ng mga frontliner. Ito po ay ginawa ko na ng 2017. Nag-roll out na po ako sa buong Palawan kung paano i-identify po natin yung property, plant, and equipment, yung mga binili natin, deliver ng central at saka ng region, at saka yung donated ng SEF, galing sa SEF na more than 15,000. Gagawa naman po tayo ng another inventory po ng from school. I-report po natin ito sa district property custodian. Ito po ay laking trabaho siguro nito para sa akin. Hindi pa natin nasisimulan ito. Nag-call up na siya simula July. Ang deadline po nito ay ngayong September na, pero ang Palawan ay hindi pa po nakakapag-umpisa sapagkat ako po ay bumalik lamang sa supply noong August 9. Pagkatapos ngayon po mag-uumpisa na tayo ng paghanap sa ating mga PPE. Ginawa na po natin ito noong 2017. Nag-roll out na po ako nito sa mga district at sa mga schools. Kung saan siguro pwede nating ma-recall kung ano yung mga naituro ko sa inyo. Pagkatapos po magsasubmit tayo. Nagkakaroon tayo ng inventory committee, pupuntahan ang school kasi ito po ay pinapahanap ni COA sa atin. And then lastly po, para dito sa nabanggit ng CID yung distribution ng tablets para sa mga senior high school. Meron po tayong i-comply lang ng mga papeles doon sa mga recipient ng mga senior high school. Pasuyo po na pag nag-distribute tayo, paki-educate na lang ng ating parents tungkol sa pag-iingat ng ating mga tablets. Kasi po, yung mga naunang na-distribute ng mga tablets noong panahon pa ng isang supply officer, mayroon na pong mga problema, mga ilang buwan pa lamang ginagamit, nahulog na sa tubig at nabasag na. May mga parents po kasing medyo piloso po sumagot, hindi daw sila magbabayad or wala silang pananagutan sapagkat ito daw po ay bigay ng gobyerno. Meron pa tayong mga terms and conditions doon na ginawa ng ating LR na sana po doon sa mga ang in-charge po dito at saka yung mga recipient schools, ang in-charge po dito ng pag-educate sana sa mga parents na magre-receive ng tablet ay yung school property custodian at saka yung advisor na magbibigay sa mga bata. Educate natin ang ating parents na may pananagutan tayo sa tablet na binigay ng provincial government kasi pwede pa itong manahin sa susunod na school year ng mga senior high school. Yun lamang po, magandang umaga sa lahat.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Dorothy De Leosa, our supply officer.
With active and resilient governance as one of the core components of DepEd Palawan maaasahan, may we have the honor to call in our Chief of the SGOD, who is also celebrating her birthday today, Ma'am Felina P. Padrones, for the different issues and concerns of the school's governance and operations division.
Sa ating mga leaders, kay Sir Roger, kay Sir Arnie, at saka kay Sir Pines, at sa inyo pong lahat na nandito sa ating virtual ManCom, magandang umaga po. The issues and concerns of the school's governance operation will be presented to us by our Education Program Supervisor, Sir Eric Kilip. Thank you po sa greetings po. God bless everyone. Paki-play na lang po. May voice over po yan si Sir Eric. Ano lang po sa ating ICT. Walang sound, Sir Joseph?
Ma'am, saglit lang po. Inayos na.
Ayan, so while we are still fixing some technical problems, how are you, our dear attendees? You may sip a cup of coffee while listening to our speakers of today's Division ManCom meeting para ma-relax tayo ng konti. Ayan, while waiting for the voiceover of the issues and concerns of the SGOD, allow me to recognize our attendees na bumati po sa ating SGOD chief ng happy birthday. Ayan, from Ma'am Jocelyn Sota, Ma'am Sydney Saldivia, Ma'am Evelyn Nadado, Sir Dario Hagnis, Sir Allen Ortega, Ma'am Allen Ortega rather, Sir Santi Cabigan, Ma'am Nancy Palarca, Ma'am Rizalin, Ma'am Rizalin, Ma'am Rebecca Felizarte, Sir Ray Paul Miguel, Ma'am Rowena Magbanwa, Ma'am Emeline Valier, Ma'am Imelda Criador, Ma'am Charita Caniete, Ma'am Ingrid Carceler, Sir Levy Dalumpines, Ma'am Jovita Roman, Ma'am Annalisa De Juan, Ma'am Marlene, Ma'am Rosalie Monte Alto, Sir Renante Tabi, Sir Jofel Sabihon. Yan, ang dami-daming greeting. Is everybody still there? If yes, kindly type yes together with the name of your district in our chat box. Ayan, type nyo lang po ang yes and then kasama po ng pangalan ng inyong district.
To the dynamic leaders of the Schools Division of Palawan and all participants to this regular Division Virtual Management Committee meeting, a pleasant and safe morning to everyone. On behalf of the Chief of the School Governance and Operations Division, Madam Filina P. Padrones, who is celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday, Ma'am Filing. Please allow me to present to you the issues and concerns of the School Governance and Operations Division. First concern, under the school-based management, of the school-based management assessment for those who achieve SBM Level 1 and below. The references are the regional memorandum number Division Memorandum number 241, Series 2021. Key players, the school heads, the school SBM focal persons, the division planning officer. For the time frame or the date of submission, September 14 to 15, 2021. For the recommendations, agreement, and remarks, an online submission and monitoring facility shall be deployed through a division memorandum before the submission dates. SBM self-assessment results shall be signed by the school SBM team. The SBM self-assessment results shall be reviewed and noted by the district SBM focal person and the public schools district supervisor or the district head. And the signed electronic copies shall be uploaded to the online facility. Next, still under the school-based management program, is the submission of the validated and final results of the SBM assessment for those who achieved SBM levels 2 and 3. Legal basis is the Regional Memorandum Number 039 Series 2021 and the Division Memorandum Number 241 Series 2021. Key players, school heads, school SBM focal persons, district SBM focal persons, the public schools district supervisors or the district heads, the division planning officer, and the division SBM focal persons. For the time frame or the date of submission, September 14 to 15, 2021. Signed electronic copy of the school-based management self-assessment results and the signed validated and final results shall be uploaded to the online submission and monitoring facility. Next concern. Showcasing of school-based management implementation best practices during the SDO Palawan SBM Summit. Legal basis or references, the SDO Palawan SBM Annual Action Plan and the first SDO Palawan SBM Summit approved project proposal. Key players, the school heads, the school SBM focal persons, district SBM focal persons, the PSDSS or the district heads, and the division SBM focal person. Time frame or the deadline shall be on the second week of October 2021. For the recommendation, agreement, and remarks, SBM levels 2 and 3 schools shall prepare and submit a 3 to 5 minute audiovisual presentations of their SBM best practices. Present the best practices by principals. Still under school-based management, submission of common observations during the SBM validation process. Legal basis is SDO Palawan SBM Annual Action Plan and the Division Memorandum Number 267 Series 2021 dated August 10, 2021. Key player, the Division Field Technical Assistance Team Leader assigned in every district. For the time frame or the deadline of submission, September 20, 2021. Okay, the DFTAT through the team leaders shall submit the aforementioned report through the online submission facility to be deployed on September 16, 2021. Okay, next under school sports. First concern, participation to DepEd Sports Skills Demonstration Contest. The legal basis is the Office of the Undersecretary for the Administration Memorandum number 00-00821-0060 dated August 9, 2021. The Regional Memorandum dated August 16, 2021 and the Division Memorandum number 282 Series 2021 dated August 17, 2021. The key players, the SGOD Chief, the SGOD EPS, school heads, and the school sports officers. For the remarks, there shall be only 2 entries per schools
to
division.
the dynamic leaders of the schools division
So
of
for
Palawan
the schools division of
and all participants to this regular division virtual management committee meeting, apply on behalf of SBN. First concern under the school-based management is the submission of the final results of the school-based management assessment for those who achieve SBM level 1 and below. The references are the Regional Memorandum Number 039 Series 2021 and Division Memorandum Number 241 Series 2021. Key players, the school heads, the school SBM focal persons, the division planning officer. For the time frame or the date of submission, September 14 to 15, 2021. For the recommendations, agreement, and remarks, an online submission and monitoring facility shall be deployed through a division memorandum before the submission dates. SBM self-assessment results shall be signed by the school SBM team. The SBM self-assessment results shall be reviewed and noted by the district SBM focal person and the public schools district supervisor or the district head. And the signed electronic copies shall be uploaded to the online facility. Next, still under the school-based management program, is the submission of the validated and final results of the SBM assessment for those who achieved SBM levels 2 and 3. Legal basis is the Regional Memorandum Number 039 Series 2021 and the Division Memorandum Number 241 Series 2021. Key players, school heads, school SBM focal persons, district SBM focal persons, the public schools district supervisors or the district heads, the division planning officer, and the division SBM focal persons. For the time frame or the date of submission, September 14 to 15, 2021. Signed electronic copy of the school-based management self-assessment results and the signed validated and final results shall be uploaded to the online submission and monitoring facility. Next concern, showcasing of school-based management implementation best practices during the SDO Palawan SBM Summit. Legal basis or references, the SDO Palawan SBM Annual Action Plan and the first SDO Palawan SBM Summit approved project proposal. Key players, the school heads, the school SBM focal persons, district SBM focal persons, the PSDSS or the district heads, and the division SBM focal person. Time frame or the deadline shall be on the second week of October 2021. For the recommendation, agreement, and remarks, SBM levels 2 and 3 schools shall prepare and submit a 3 to 5 minute audiovisual presentations of their SBM best practices. Present the best practices by principals. Still under school-based management, submission of common observations during the SBM validation process. Legal basis is SDO Palawan SBM Annual Action Plan and the Division Memorandum Number 267 Series 2021 dated August 10, 2021. Key player, the Division Field Technical Assistance Team Leader assigned in every district. For the time frame or the deadline of submission, September 20, 2021. Okay, the DFTAT through the team leaders shall submit the aforementioned report through the online submission facility to be deployed on September 16, 2021. Okay.
Next, under school sports. First concern, participation to DepEd Sports Skills Demonstration Contest. The legal basis is the Office of the Undersecretary for the Administration Memorandum number 00-0081-0060 dated August 9, 2021. The Regional Memorandum dated August 16, 2021, and the Division Memorandum number 282 Series 2021 dated August 17, 2021. The key players, the SGOD Chief, the SGOD EPS, school heads, and the school sports officers. For the remarks, there shall be only 2 entries per schools division. So for the schools division of Palawan, our representative, or we will be represented by Brooks Point National High School and Quezon National High School. The school heads or the officials of these schools signified their intention to participate the same week of the release of the Division Memorandum number 282 Series 2021. Next, under school sports, the National Virtual Orientation on the use of the DepEd Sports Manual for sports managers and officers. Legal basis is the OUA Memorandum 00-00821-0036 dated August 5, 2021. The OUA Memorandum 00-00821-00 dated July 15, 2021. And the Division Memorandum number 266 Series 2021 dated August 9, 2021. Key players, the SGOD Chief, the SGOD EPS, the school heads, and the sports club officer coordinators or officers. Recommendation, all school heads or principals and sports club coordinators are enjoined to participate in this virtual activity, which was rescheduled for September 28, 2021 from 9 to 11 a.m. using an online meeting platform. We'll just wait for the further announcement from the Office of the Undersecretary for the Administration for the meeting application to be used. Now, for the school health and nutrition section, for the issues and concerns, the school-based feeding implementation for school year 2021-2022. Legal basis, DepEd Order number 31, Series 2021, or the operational guidelines on the implementation of the school-based feeding program. Key players, the school health and nutrition section personnel, the division school-based feeding program focal person, the school heads, and the school feeding coordinators. Okay, for the recommendation, agreement, and remarks. Okay, first is the submission of SBFP administrative cost. The deadline for submission shall be on September 20, 2021. Allocation of fund per school to be posted in the district group chat. Next, still under the school health and nutrition section, reiteration on mass dissemination of information on self-reporting of COVID-19 vaccination tracker. Legal basis, OUA Memo 0721-0093. Key players, School Health and Nutrition Section personnel, the school heads, and all teaching and non-teaching personnel. For the recommendation, self-reporting for COVID-19 tracker can be accessed via DepEd mobile application. For Human Resource Development section, issues and concerns, first is the submission of Learning Delivery Modality Module 7 implementation. Legal basis, DM-OSIC-NAYAP-OD 2020-0827. Implementation of the Learning Delivery Modality course. Key players, the LAC leaders and teachers. Recommendation, agreement, or remarks. The said LDM Module 7 shall be submitted on or before August 31, 2021 at 5 on or before 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So today is the deadline for this report. Next, pre-registration of teachers in the Professional Development Program on Assessment and Emerging Literacies with focus on PISA. Legal basis is the unumbered memo from the Office of the Undersecretary Chief of Staff Nepomuceno A. Malaluan dated August 25, 2021. Key players, all public schools district supervisors and junior high school school heads. For the recommendation, agreement, or remarks, all public schools district supervisors must submit the consolidated list of teachers endorsed by the school heads, at least 3 per school. Teachers handling English, math, and science. Now, for the planning and research section, issues and concerns. First, so this is as of August 29, 2021 at 5:56 p.m. The school form for end of the school year 2021 list of schools without accepted report. For elementary schools, we have Sea and Hills Adventist Refuge School with school ID 403486 and Brooks Point United Methodist Elementary School with school ID 430526. And for senior high school, we have Palawan State University Taytay Campus with the school ID 600233. Legal basis is the Division Memorandum Number 227 Series 2021. Key players are the school administrators and the public schools district supervisors concerned. For the recommendation, agreement, or remarks, the public schools district supervisors concerned shall call up the attention of the schools listed. Concerned schools should submit report until September 3, 2021. Next report, still under the planning and research section. Still as of August 29, 2021 at 5:56 p.m. School Form 5 and 6. End of the school year 2020-2021. List of schools without accepted report. For elementary school, Form 5K, 5 and 6, we have Sombrero Elementary School with the school ID 110735, Sea and Hills Adventist Refuge School with the school ID 403483486, Torong Elementary School, School ID 110823, Barrancas Elementary School. School ID 110824, Kuyu Learning Academy Incorporated. 430,540, Itangil Elementary School. 110769, Good Shepherd Christian Academy with the school ID 430,529, Kabkungan Elementary School, school ID 11100, Mulid Elementary School, school ID 109746, the Brooks Point United Methodist Elementary School, school ID 430526, Kaniki Elementary School, school ID 111221, and Binuan Elementary School, school ID 111212. For senior high school, Form 5A and 6, schools without accepted report is the Palawan State University Taytay Campus with the school ID 600233. For school form 5B and 6, still Palawan State University Taytay Campus. The legal basis for this concern is Division Memorandum Number 227, Series 2021. Key players, the school heads, school administrators, and the PSDSs concerned. PSDS concerned shall call up the attention of the schools listed. Concerned schools should submit report until September 3, 2021. Still under Planning and Research section, all schools should have finalized their school report in Learner Information System or the LIS. Legal basis, Division Memorandum Number 227, Series 2021. Key player, the school heads, school administrators of the private schools and universities. For the remarks, recommendation, and agreement, if there are no blockers, finalize the learner information system at the school level. Okay, still under planning and research section, all schools should prioritize the learner enrollment survey quick count in the learner information system. This will be the only basis of the central office or the DepEd central office in the resource allocation and plans for school year 2021 to 2022. Legal basis, DepEd Order Number 32, Series 2021, Division Memorandum Number 295, Series 2021. For the key players, the school heads, the school administrators of the private schools and universities. For recommendation, agreement, and or remarks, schools shall update the Learner Enrollment Survey or the LES quick count in the Learner Information System daily or as frequent as possible. Okay, next concern under planning and research. This is for internal consumption. Division enrollment quick count should be updated as frequent as possible. So as of August 29, 2021, 6:16 p.m., only Kumahos Elementary School has no submitted enrollment quick count. So reminder for the school head of Kumahos Elementary School. Next, for the legal basis, Division Memorandum Number 295, Series 2021. Key player, the school heads, school administrators, or the private school are the administrators of the private schools and universities. School shall update division enrollment quick count daily or as frequent as possible. So as you can see in the screen is the dashboard or the status of enrollment based on the division enrollment quick count. So as you can see, the enrollment of public schools as of August 29, 2021, 6:23 p.m. shows that only 117,783 learners of Palawan were enrolled. It is about 45.91% compared from the school year 2020-21 enrollment. Okay. Okay, for this slide, this chart shows the hourly monitoring of enrollment reports since August 22, 2021. So we have the hourly monitoring of enrollment report. It shows how slow our enrollment. Okay, the increasing of our enrollment is slow. It also shows the variance of current enrollment against the school year 2020-2021 enrollment. Okay, before I end the issues and concerns of the School Governance and Operations Division, I would like to share this quotation from Stephen Covey, an educator, a writer, and a speaker, inspirational speaker. According to him, if we want to make small changes, we can work on changing our behavior. But if we want to make significant quantum changes, we need to work on our basic paradigms. So with that, I would like to say thank you so much for your active participation and listening. God bless and take care, everyone.
We express our appreciation to the school's Governance and Operations Division, Ma'am Felina P. Padrones, our SGOD Chief. Thanks as well to Sir Eric Kilip.
Of course, this ManCom meeting will never be complete without the presentation of awards to districts or schools that have shown exemplary performance in support of the DepEd Palawan Maasahan flagship program. Let's start.
Okay, the Gawad Agad Awards and Recognition from the school's Governance and Operations Division is proud to present the awardees for the prompt submission of initial results of SBM self-assessment. By the way, certificates for the awardees will be sent to the email address of the respective PSDSS. Again, the awardees for prompt submission of initial results of SBM self-assessment. 5th rank, Quezon North District.
Rank number 4, Quezon South District.
Rank 3, Nara del Sur District.
Rank 2, Araceli District.
And rank 1, Dumaran Island District.
For sharing and showcasing of SBM best practices. Sandoval Elementary School, Bataraza 1. Anchita S. Rivera, Head Teacher 3, School Head.
We also have Colandanum Elementary School, Batarasa 1. School Head, Mr. Jezreel S. Villalba, Assistant Principal 2.
Sir Kevin, next slide, please. Marangas West Elementary School, Bataraza 1. School Head, J.E. Resano, Head Teacher 3.
Lumber Camp Elementary School, Culion. School Head, Ma Mary Jane Al Tradeo, Head Teacher 1.
Sofronio Española Central School, Sofronio Española District. School Head, Ma'am Hinilda C. Tan, School Principal 1.
Next, we also have San Isidro Elementary School, Nara del Sur District, through Principal 2, Carmen D. Pactao.
Melville Elementary School, Balabac District. School Head, Roger N. Oribiana Jr., Head Teacher 3.
Panitian Elementary School, Sofronio Española. Principal 4, Rosalie C. Monte Alto.
Cabuluan Elementary School, Nara del Sur District. Angelo P. Cinco, Teacher 2, Teacher in Charge, and Carmen D. Pactao, Principal 2, Cluster Head. That's from the School Governance and Operations Division. We have also awardees from the Curriculum Implementation Division. Sir Kevin.
Sir, saglit lang po.
The following are the awards coming from the Curriculum Implementation Division. We have first the Certificate of Recognition. It says, let's read the content. The certificate is awarded to Marikit Elementary School for serving as the pilot school for benchmarking of other schools on the implementation of radio-based instruction in support to the modular distance learning modality of the Palawenyo learners amidst COVID-19 pandemic, school year 2020-2021. Given its 31st day of August 2021, at the Deped Palawan Schools Division Office, Governor Salvador P. Socrates, Government Complex, Puerto Princesa City. Signed, Roger F. Capa, CESO 6, Schools Division Superintendent.
Same certificate of recognition will be given to Sir Joseph K. Baluarte in grateful recognition for hosting the conduct of the third Virtual Division Management Committee meeting held on August 31, 2021.
Another certificate of recognition is awarded to Ma'am Noemi M. Ampolier in grateful recognition for hosting the conduct of third virtual division management committee meeting held on August 31, 2021.
Awarding the same certificate of recognition to Maria Isa Kenneth V. Mago for her exemplary contribution as deputy teacher broadcaster on-cam and off-cam, which played a vital role in the delivery of basic education learning continuity plan amidst pandemic through the DepEd TV programs school year 2020-2021.
Certificate of recognition is awarded to Jezreel L. Abrigundo for his exemplary contribution as deputy teacher broadcaster on-com and off-com, which played a vital role in the delivery of basic education learning continuity plan amidst pandemic through the DepEd TV program school year 2020-2021.
Certificate of recognition is awarded to Sir Jomer T. Celestia for his exemplary contribution as deputy teacher broadcaster off-cam, which played a vital role in the delivery of basic education learning continuity plan amidst pandemic through the DepEd TV program school year 2020-2021. Same certificate will be given to Sir Jemel Merck M. Galgarin. Same certificate will also be awarded to Sir Christian Charles Lester D. Doblados. And certificate of recognition is also awarded to Ma'am Mary Rose T. Gomez. Congratulations. Once again, congratulations to all our awardees. Now, to formally conclude our Division Management Committee meeting, let us hear a vote of thanks by ASDS Arnie G. Ventura.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Noemi. Okay, again, good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Office of the Schools Division Superintendent of our SDS, Roger Capa, I would like to extend my gratitude to all of you for attending to this virtual Division ManCom meeting for the month of August 2021. We would like also to extend our appreciation to the officials of the OSDS, CID, and SGOD for sharing their issues and concerns to all school heads and PSDS of this division. Marami rin pong salamat sa host ng activity nito headed by our Chief, Ma'am Au Marquez. And of course, special thanks to our Master of Ceremonies, Ma'am Noemi and Sir Joseph. So all of you, maraming pong salamat for the successful conduct of this ManCom meeting. To God be the glory. Maraming pong salamat. God bless.
Thank you very much, Sir Arnie. And that wraps up our regular virtual Division Management Committee meeting. Dear attendees, we hope and pray that everyone remains healthy and safe as we perform our tasks and responsibilities in preparation for school year 2021-2022.
Once again, let us be reminded of SDO's goal to transform Palawan into a division that puts premium to harmonious relationship among personnel, respect to each other, excellence, transparency, and timely and efficient delivery of services dahil serbisyo ay tunay na maaasahan sa DepEd Palawan. #DepEd Palawan maaasahan. Once again, I am Joseph Baluarte.
I am Noemi Ampulier.
And we have been your host for this regular Management Committee meeting.
Thank you, everyone, and God bless.